Sometimes we just don't get things. We don't understand what's going on, even though we're being taught or reading a book. It just happens. How we deal with that is basically made up of a couple of facts and a couple of methods. My name's Steve Marvel. This is Crucial Survival, and I'm going to tell you all about it. If you don't get something and you're being taught it by a teacher, then a few things are possibly going on. One, you are not listening. Two, and you can admit this to yourself. If it is the case, then you are being lazy. You are not looking things up. You are not just I can't, and that is another thing. That is an excuse, self-deprecating excuse. We say I can't do it, therefore I won't try. And this happens with or without a teacher. If somebody is teaching you something and they teach you and you don't get it and you are not lazy and you are listening, then it is their fault. It's their fault that you don't get it because they're not teaching it in a way that you understand it. As a math teacher, which I did for a while for my sins, I had a very small class, but sometimes they didn't understand what I was talking about. I wasn't a qualified teacher in that I went to university and did a teaching degree. I came in as somebody who taught maths and worked with maths as part of my job to teach. And my person that I was supposed to shadow simply didn't start on day one. So I got thrown in. So I quickly discovered that the way that I think about things is not necessarily the way that other people think about things. And I found that these kids didn't get it. And so I had to address the fact that the way that I was teaching was at fault, not the way that they were understanding was at fault. And yes, sometimes they didn't listen. And sometimes they were just like, I can't do it, or it's not useful to me, therefore I'm not going to try. And sometimes they were lazy. But just like, can you just do this? Can you just, will somebody else help? Or I can't do it. Can you just, this is how not getting stuff works. Don't think that you are stupid. Just because you don't get something, don't think you're stupid. I'm doing a marketing course at the moment, which is not that interesting, but it's very important for the company. And I've done it before, and you know what? I've spent 3 days just going, what? And arguably, I should have approached teachers earlier, because now I'm behind. And what I did today is I attended one of the consultation courses, and I just asked. And that's something you have to learn to do, and that's to have the humility to say, I don't get this, and then ask. Because if you don't ask and admit that you're not getting something, then the teacher is not going to be able to teach it in a different way such that you understand it. In mathematics, as I'm sure you know, everything is a foundation. You can't do multiplication until you can do addition. You can't do division until you've done multiplication. You can't do algebra for this. You can't do combinatorics and probability into that. If you don't get algebra and you just sat there quietly going, oh dear, and not tell the teacher, then the teacher hasn't got a clue whether or not you'll know it or otherwise. So that humility and ability to say and be authentic with yourself. Have I tried? Have I listened? Do I get it? No, I don't get it. Own that problem and approach the person who's teaching you, because that person who's teaching you, it's their job. And indirectly or otherwise, you are paying for that service, be that a school through the taxes of your parents, etc. Or if you're coming to me and you are doing a survival course, then you're paying me or the company directly. And so if you don't get something, if you're not making a fire consistently, and then it rains, or we do an exercise where it's particularly difficult to light a fire, then that foundation block doesn't exist. So I implore you to not get behind by making sure that you ask for help. And make sure you ask for help when you need it, when you know that you've done everything in your power to try and fix things, because getting behind just makes it worse. The further you are away from where you're supposed to be, the harder it is to say, I don't get it from 4 days ago. Because at that point, the person's going to be like, really? Because you could have just got that all sorted, not been behind, caught up on day one, and there you are. So, yes, in the big scheme of things, I should have said to myself, okay, I don't get this. And I did a little bit, but I should have stamped my feet and said, you know what? I really, really don't get this. And though there are a lot of people on the course, should have made myself heard a little bit more. And so that is my advice to you. If you don't get something, then be authentic. Am I listening? Am I trying? Am I essentially not giving up, going, or saying, oh, I can't do it because it's me. I can't do it because I don't need this. Bin the excuses. We've done excuses before. There's an interview about it. Don't make excuses for you. Be authentic. And if you need help, just have humility, because that is a thing. People like the fact that when you come to them and say, I just don't get it, they will help you because it's their job. And if you don't tell them, they won't help you because they don't know. That's my spiel for this evening, or whatever time of day it is. Feel free to comment on your experiences of things that you found difficult. And in a survival context, if you have things that you do find difficult or don't understand, then bang them in the comments, put them in the support group, the Crucial Survival support group, or direct menace me, direct message me, and we shall try and get them sorted. Be well. See you tomorrow.
Hello again. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, because when you do so, you will not only ensure that you miss nothing, but your questions and comments will benefit the channel and enhance each episode for everybody. I'll see you in the next one, and in the meantime, keep well, stay at home and save lives.